to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today.
A 28-yard attempt.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14.
Team 27. Visitors 13.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Patrick Mahomes and the AFC ready to go on offense. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. He's got Hooper on the short connection.
Mahomes pass.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
It's 2nd and inches. At the NFC's.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. It's NFC football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Here's Mahomes to throw. That one complete to Hill. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route, the drag, and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw again on 2nd down, Mahomes. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Intercepted.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
The offense for the NFC back out there. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the 4th quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and they'll have to live with that for the rest of the year.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Joey Bosa showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Here's Tressway now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own
the AFC offense making their way back out. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And he'll drop here to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Mahomes. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The AFC thus far on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Mahomes to throw once more. He can run for it, and he will. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a 1st.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. Two 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Mahomes pass.
The 1st down screen pass, good for 5. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Mahomes now to throw. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Here now the NFC to take over on offense. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
Here's Sam Martin now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
The NFC about ready to set up shop offensively. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
The pass.
Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll roll him out right. And now the ball comes loose. And that's picked up by the AFC. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. The AFC offensive unit getting set to take over. They trail by 2 scores in the fourth, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. And time to see what this offense has left in the tank. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Trey Flowers picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
Mahomes pass.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
The NFC offense heading back onto the field. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Vernon Hargreaves with a pick. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, your 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Here's a run with Mixon, and he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the AFC able to use the short field as they cash in for 6 points. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
All set to kick off.
They're able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. And one thing you'd like to see in a Pro Bowl, a competitive contest. We've got that just like the last 2 seasons. A 1-score game as we play here in the 4th.
What I'd love to know, what's the discussion on the sidelines of both teams right now? Because, you know, it's an exhibition-type game, but as you said, as competitive as it is now, these guys are going to want to win. There may be some guys who sub some guys out, trying to get back on the field and try to help their team win down the stretch.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
To Zach Ertz. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, just like last play. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Kamara off the draw. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And that's picked up by the AFC. And his guys are going to get their football at the 23-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover. Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
Let's get it poppin', let's get it poppin'.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Austin Hooper. That's good for an AFC.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And finding the tight end, Hooper. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And again, it's Mahomes. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
1st and 10.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McBride. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their 2nd. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10. Patrick Mahomes in the offense. Down by 7, 90 seconds remaining. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. Back to throw. Looking sideline, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy Bunting. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
The offense for the NFC back out there. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Today's final.
So, Charles, a victory for the NFC. Final thoughts on this Pro Bowl?
We had some fun, didn't we?
Absolutely.
A lot of excitement, some big plays to watch, a lot of those great matchups that we don't get to see during the regular season because sometimes teams don't play against each other. And, oh, by the way, no one got hurt. There's the win for everyone. I think the fans enjoyed this one.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.